Ladies and gentlemen, here's your top 10 countdown. In a recent staff survey, our faculty shared some of their favorite holiday memories.
When I was 6 years old, one of my favorite Christmas memories was I lost 2 front teeth. So me, being the speech pathologist, didn't realize it at the time, but having to say Merry Christmas was a pretty fun thing that year because I had no front teeth to help me out.
Several years ago, my mom was given several ornaments and she was trying to send them home with us kids, and this is one of them. So this one made its way back to Indianapolis with my niece in her purse. I snuck it in there. So that created a tradition where my niece and I get each other ugly ornaments, this being one of them. So this year my niece got Elvis blue suede shoes complete with bling.
My Christmas memory is when Mariah was about 3. She had gone to see Santa Claus, left it, and wanted this very special doll, and Santa Claus was bringing it for her. So we told her it was time to go to bed, and she started screaming and crying, and then she threw up, and we were trying to get her calmed down, and she yelled at us, "I don't want that guy in this house."
My biggest Christmas memory is sneaking downstairs, sometimes with my sister and sometimes not, to peek to see what was under the tree.
Christmas morning, my dad woke us up extra early, insisting that he had proof that Santa had been at our house the night before. You gotta keep in mind that my dad was known for being a big practical jokester. So we throw on our coats and we go outside, and all over the snow-covered ground are these little brown dots everywhere. We try to figure out what they are. We bend down, we kind of feel them and we smell them, and he's like, "What do you think that is?" And so, being my young self, I was like, "Well, it looks like reindeer poop." So he picks one up, he pops one in his mouth and says, "It's fresh."
My favorite Christmas memory was just last year when my son Colton opened up his gifts for the first time.
Well, I was looking forward to Christmas. I was a preschooler after all, and I had enough preschooler logic to know that with initials like AB, Santa was going to visit my house pretty early. So I woke up pretty early on Christmas Day, probably 1:30 or 2 o'clock, and I was ready to check my presents. So I woke up my big sister and said, "Hey, let's go in and see what Santa brought." She looked at the clock and said, "No, go back to sleep." Like that was going to happen. So I laid back and just kind of watched the minutes creep by on our illuminated alarm clock. And after 15 minutes, I tried again. Got the same answer. So my response was just to wake my sister up at 15-minute intervals several times until she finally relented. So we went in to see what Santa brought. I have no idea what that was now, but it still brings a smile to my face to remember my anticipation, my ability to really pester my sister, and the voice of reason that she provided that morning and every day since.
One of my good memories from Christmas that some people maybe not know about, or at least part of it anyway, was when I got the Intellivision gaming system, which people don't even remember that, but it was a really cool system at the time, and so I'd asked for it and I wasn't sure if I was getting it, so I may have snuck down in the middle of the night and peeked inside the box to see what it was, and it's what it was, so I closed it, went back to sleep, and acted really surprised the next day.
My favorite Christmas memory is hearing the jingle bells outside the door on Christmas Eve. My grandfather was Santa Claus. He was Santa Claus at the church, he was Santa Claus at the mall, and he was Santa Claus that came to my house Christmas Eve. I believed for a long time. And then when my grandfather passed away, I got his red velvet suit, which I hang up at my house. My kids found the suit up in the attic years ago, and they said to me, "Mom, why is Santa's suit in the attic?" And I thought quickly and said, do you remember the movie, The Santa Claus? We're holders of the suit. Don't tell anybody. Every year, someone shows up at our house and asks for the suit, and they become Santa. They believed that for a very long time.
Well, the best present I ever got in my life, I think, was a pair of official cowboy boots that were brown and yellow from Texas, from my uncle. And being the old days, the soles were really leather, and the old schools being the old days, all the floors in schools were hardwood floors. So I thought I'd be really fancy with my boots, and I was running in the hallway, which we shouldn't have been doing. I came into the first grade classroom, slipped like I was on ice, went under the Christmas tree, broke all the ornaments and all the bulbs. And then the happiest time of my life became the worst, because I got the worst paddling in my life by the first grade teacher, because she broke the paddle and then she spanked me worse. So I went from best to worst in about 30 seconds.